Day 5, it's our first day in Venice. We arrived late last night and we took a train to get here and then a water taxi to get to our hotel. It was strangely quiet, very weird, but I think it was because there's no cars here in Venice. But today we're just gonna take it somewhat easy. We're just gonna go and look at a few places. We're supposed to climb the clock tower at 10, which is in like 20 minutes. But we've climbed so many towers, so we'll see. But yeah, today's our first day in Venice, so just come along. So our first day in Venice was pretty laid back. Honestly, all of our days were. This was really the only day that I had tickets booked, except for I think the last day. So in total, only 2 tickets I booked in advance. Everything else was pretty much on the go. But honestly, when in Venice, just walk around, you are bound to run into something pretty neat as far as just shops, local art. Everything is pretty cool. Here we did see the square, St. Mark's Square. This place does get a little hopping in the afternoon, but that little tower over there is what we climbed. But the tower was super easy. You just got an elevator and went to the top. So I highly recommend doing that and no climbing whatsoever. And it was a gorgeous view of the city. That was the easiest climb of my life.
Yeah, no. Just push a button.
So, clock tower, or bell tower, not clock tower, bell tower. Check. Instruction. Like the method.
Sigh. That's good on my caption. Sigh.
So in Venice, basically everywhere you turn, there's gondolas, there are canals with boats. There's no getting around it, and that's what makes the city so unique and so special, is just the difference in lifestyle between the hustle and bustle of cars and just a quiet little boat running through the canal. They have a really cool system on how they get food and supplies in and out of Venice, and it was pretty interesting to watch. But overall, gondola rides, if you're interested in those go pretty much all day long. One of my favorites was definitely finding the bookshop with the famous gondola in the back that you can take a picture with. It was super crowded, so I wasn't really able to get any video footage in the actual bookstore itself. So that was really a bummer, but I did get a few really cute pictures. I highly recommend going. It's like a monumental thing. So next we just went and had a little bit of a breakfast / just getting a drink by the Rialto Bridge. Ryan just kept talking about the Spider-Man movie, so that was pretty funny. And he also wanted to book a trip to Egypt at the same time. Trips just make us want to go on more trips, honestly. But this view is amazing. They have like little piers and docks that you can walk out on and get good pictures. Overall, I was pretty impressed with how some of the water just looked really pretty. Of course, it's not going to be crystal clear, but it was still pretty. The Rialto Bridge is a pretty neat area. There are tons and tons of marketplaces right next to it, a lot of shops, a lot of great restaurants. I feel like this was the area that a lot of people gravitated towards. If it wasn't for the St. Mark's Square, this place was definitely the hopping place. So after lunch, we went on over to an ice cream place. Wanted a small shake. I just wanted to mix it up a little bit, you know? And the shake was honestly so tiny. It probably could fit in the palm of my hand. All day long in St. Mark's Square, pretty much, they have live bands going because of the restaurants there. So a lot of people will come and eat, have a snack or a drink, and just chill and listen to the music. Here's our room. It's not that great of a tour, and quite honestly, it wasn't that bad of a room. Again, I think we paid around $200 a night. That was pretty standard for everything we found that was close to St. Mark's Square. And honestly, it was worth, spending the money, not having an overly top room, just to be close to that area. So I don't need anything completely fancy, but the bathroom is pretty nice. And today we've just been hanging out, which feels so nice compared to basically our whole trip, because our whole trip has been going from like one thing to another thing to another thing, just trying to like get it all in and see everything, which is nice in some aspects, but it is nice at the end of the trip just to be able to relax, walk around and get lost in Venice and not have to worry about I have to be here at a certain time and like getting everything in before you leave. We plan on leaving tomorrow evening, just so we can make our flight the next morning in Rome. Tonight, I really just don't have anything booked, and I'm honestly glad that we don't. I know that sounds so crazy, but it feels good to just kind of end the trip as a just go with the flow kind of thing, enjoy it and not worry about. Our hotel is literally by the square, like it's maybe a 5-minute walk, so that's really nice. I love the area, and there's gondolas right outside our hotel. They're about €80. They're going for about €80 across the board. However, Ryan and I both watched some TikTokers that said that you can maybe haggle for 60, so hopefully maybe we can get it for 60, but there's so many people that I don't know. We'll see. We'll try to haggle. I definitely want one at sunset, so if anything, we'll get one at sunset. We're just chilling out. I think we're gonna keep walking. It really hasn't been that bad as far as walking goes. Again, there's no cars here, so there's no like Uber or anything. one little bump and Ellie would destroy that.
Have you ever fallen? No, not yet. On tonight's menu, we are eating at a restaurant that we found. So we got pizza. Ryan actually got meatballs, spaghetti, and meatballs. He could not find that anywhere, and this was the first restaurant in Italy that we could actually find meatballs and spaghetti. It was absolutely delicious. Highly recommend this restaurant. It was such a fun vibe, and a 10 out of 10 for sure. I mean, look at this delicious dessert. Super, super yummy. It is the last day. Cheers. Ryan doesn't even care. It is the last day of our trip. We are still in Venice and it is 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, so we kind of got to sleep in this morning, which has been nice considering we've had to be up really early like every other day. But today is going to be kind of like the day before. We're just going to be chilling, going to walk around and eat, do some more shopping, maybe go into a few more churches. I do have a rooftop that I think would be really cool to go to. Hopefully it won't be too many stairs. I think Ryan and I are over stairs. I think we're going to also try to maybe go into, already said that, a few churches. We do leave at 7 today, so it's not a full day. We go back to Rome, and then because our flight tomorrow is at 10, so we're gonna stay in Rome and then get up and leave. So today's our last day. Ryan, how many hours do we have? 8 or so.
We have 2 minus 8 hours left to see everything, so just wanted to give you this update. Yes, I was all about finding the perfect pizza, and honestly, it was pretty good. Not as much as I love the one in Florence, but hey, pretty close. After lunch, we did go by, check out some more shopping and local vendors, and I did have to try this yummy snack. I mean, can you really go to Italy and not have a cannoli? Next was our rooftop experience. It was really hard to find. It was actually located in a department store, so I felt like I was going to the wrong place. But you basically go through the department store, go up the escalators to the very top, and you're able to find the section where you can find the rooftop. They are pretty strict about having tickets there, so just make sure that you have one ready and presented when you get there. And here is the famous opera house. They would ride up boats up to this awning, get off, and go to the opera. You can see this from the gondolas. As you can see, they do a lot of tours around this, but there's also a side street that we were able to find.
It's our last day. We're walking through and we're about to go get our bags and leave.
Yep, we got a long train ride ahead of us.
Our vacation is taken down. Running out of time.
So our hotel was so kind enough to arrange us a private taxi to the train station. Other than that, we would have had to take the public taxi, water taxi, and it was crowded. We passed it on our way there, and everyone was standing up. There was a lot of people all crammed in there trying to get to and fro. And of course, it has to stop from place to place, stop to stop. And our water taxi was so nice. We could just sit and relax and get to our destination without having all the extra stops. So it was definitely worth the money we paid. I would definitely recommend if you could do so in the future. Overall, Venice was such a treat. It was something unlike all the other Italian streets and towns and cities, and all of its monuments was just so different, and I absolutely loved getting to see the city. Overall, my trip to Venice was definitely a blast. I would definitely recommend if you're going to Italy, you have to at least go there for a couple of days and say that you've been, checked it out. It's definitely worth it. You have to get onto a gondola ride. I know they may seem a little overrated, but at least a 30-minute gondola ride wouldn't hurt, and it's all for the moms anyways. So overall, again, my trip to Venice was such a treat, and I loved it.
파란 하늘에 핑크빛 구름 네 손에 나에게 줄 chocolate I'm feeling
It's the last night that we will be in Italy. We are currently staying in a Holiday Inn. We're currently staying in a Holiday Inn in Rome, about 10 minutes from the airport. We'll get up around 7 in the morning and go over there, get our COVID test, and try to head back to the States. I am kind of ready to come back home, just in a sense of coming back is always hectic. So it always feels nice to like get home finally, you know? And so that's the kind of feeling that I have. It's like, okay, well, I have to leave. So if I have to leave, I just want to like get home. So anyway, I'm probably gonna go to bed here in a little bit. It is past 10. Probably more like 11 o'clock. And I just want to make sure that I'm well rested. I've been tired pretty much all day. I want to take a nap, and I didn't get to do that on the train, which was really packed. But anyways, yeah, super sad that this is how the night, or how our trip's ending, or that our trip's ending. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm really sad that it's ending, but it was a lot of fun. We got to eat gelato before leaving Venice, and so I had tons of fun, but now it's time to go to bed and go home.